All right, we're taking a look at what we have going on with Bitcoin. We're gonna just start from scratch, really not from scratch, but we're gonna utilize what we have here. We're gonna leave the local value area high, point of control and value area low. It looks like we could be returning back to the new all-time high point of control. We're gonna have to figure out what that looks like with the volume, the anchored volume profile. But first, we're going to take a look at the giant trend line we have going on. Yes, people, sometimes it's this simple. When we're in an uptrend or when we're in a downtrend, that we tend to get multiple touches of the same trend line. As you can see here, we have that same type of price action going on here, starting from the start of this downtrend. You got this one, you got this one, and you got this touch before we end up making a double bottom or a lower low price action, higher low on the bullish divergence. It's the daily, right? Yeah, the daily bullish divergence on the oscillators, whether you're using RSI, momentum wave, or whatever oscillator you're using, right? So we got those touches there. Let's get rid of those. And then we also have the uptrend, what we're currently running through the uptrend here. If you weren't here, we welcome back. We had the 74,500 touch lined up. We had it ready. We were ready for this to happen. Before we got there, it didn't take the news for us to know that we were going to hit that level. We didn't need to know from another influencer, an emotional influencer telling us we were going down. All we did was mark out Fibonacci's, and we used the Fibonacci tool, and we used the volume profile tool. Boom, we marked it out from 49K, and we got this little zone here, 75,600-ish down to, we had 73,500 as well. We realized we were overextending to the downside because of our indicators. One of the main indicators I use is Market Cipher. So that's how we figured we were going to get 75K. And then from 75K, we figured we go somewhere between 97,000 and 102 safely. And we got, as you can see, we got the resistance there, all-time high point of control range we used. We're going to move this over. Right, come on. We're going to move this over to the 108 top, and that's how we got. That's how we figured we were going to go to 97,200 before the market made a decision. The market decided it wanted to keep going up from there, and we had this major trend line form, and you can see it on the 12 hour on up from there very clearly in one picture at least. So we started at 74,500. Can't really count this as a bounce. This bounce happened at what seems to be the 109K point of control. If we dragged over the volume profile over to 109K, the old all-time high, that's how we got this potential bounce level here. We could have drug all the way back down to 79K. We were talking about that before getting a higher low bounce, but we stayed up, and we continued to make this uptrend. We got a secondary bounce there after we hit the all-time high point of control range again. We pulled back, and this seems to be the prevailing market structure that we are making here. Obviously, we made it there first, and we made another one here, and we're going to get something very similar happening here, maybe in a much more scrunched up area. We have a dog barking probably at the Amazon guy. Sorry, just close that window. Right, so that's the prevailing structure we're getting. We got it twice already. We could have figured it was going to happen a third time, especially on this rising trend line. Right, now we got a third touch here. We got touch there, touch there, touch here. Our rise up was a little bit shorter each time. That's what you can expect each time you are going up in an uptrend. Let's say that was right. You see, sorry, let's go to this one. Right, yeah. Let's just count. Let's count it right there, and then we went over here, slightly lower. We went over here, slightly lower. Right. So if we do get another move back up, we could expect it to be slightly lower. Let's just say, for this sake, we're talking about 116K. This is if we do break up from this level. but we'd have to bounce. We have to create this structure again. Let's get rid of these. If we create this structure again, I want to get rid of that. I need that. Get rid of the low time frame trend line. Right. So right now I am in a short from 109,300, and we'll get to that point as to why. If we make this into a daily, you'll see an engulf. No, you can't say that. Okay, we're about to break under this higher low candle. This was a 1618 touch. Well, it ended up being a 70% touch before we end up getting a pullback, or we're attempting to make a pullback right now. This would be the fourth touch of the trend line, which for me, and historically, I've been doing this for 13 years. Black Lion King's been doing this for 13 years. We see Bitcoin likes to, anytime it's playing a trend line, it likes to bounce at the fourth or fifth time. Excuse me. It likes to break through the trend line, whether it's a trend line to the upside or trend line to the downside. The fourth or fifth time, what can we look at historically? The most recent trend line. We have one there. We could probably count this as 2 right there, 3, and then number 4. Yeah, earlier I said this was like number 3, but we probably count that as a trend line touch. So we can look back at that historically, and we get the fourth breakdown. So just from looking at that, we're doing an analysis right now. This isn't predetermined. We're actually looking at what's happening. So if we do pull back and we do hit this trend line again, which could be somewhere around $108,000, then we could break down a little lower. Where would that take us? We'd have the all-time high range value area high. That could be the old range, actually. Let's see what that looks like, if we can grab it. I don't know if we can grab it. What we're going to do is, yeah, okay. So that's the 109 range. Let's pull it back. I don't remember what, I mislabeled it. So yeah, pretty much that's what it is. It's the old all-time high range, so we're going to change that. Old all-time high range. Let me make sure I didn't pause. Okay, we're good. I'm making a bad habit of pausing video. Because I have the pause button set to Shift P, and I use that when I create the, as we have here, new all-time high point of control. So anyways, let's make sure I don't do that again. So it looks like we could be getting a pullback here. We got a lower high on price action so far. I say so far because we're looking back at the previous price action. This one was a higher low, and then the first lower high we got, what happened in market cipher, we got red dot, we got a pullback. It wasn't no bearish divergence there, but here pretty flat there, pretty flat here. We can stay flat again, right? Even if we stay flat, we're breaking the trend line. It's showing as 107,300 as the next support area on this 12-hour chart. And on the 12-hour chart, we do have a red dot. Money flow is kind of slowly bleeding out. It's not very obvious. Okay, it's very obvious when you zoom in. We use this arrow that's sitting here. From the top of this level, we're getting a continuation down on the money flow. We got a red dot, lower high, so no bearish divergence there because the price action was already showing a bearish price action, lower high while we're hitting a peak. We're also, let's simplify this again. We're gonna say, yeah, it's the old all-time high range value area high right there. As price moves, that range moves as well. We're gonna edit this, let price action go down because I am in a short and I'm not in any risky trades right now. Got out of those. So now we'll have to see, do we come all the way down to 107,200, or do we zoom in and find another local? We have to move these local volume profile levels. So that's the 12-hour. Let's see if if we get a red dot on the 1 day, not quite yet. We could see that. We wouldn't, honestly, yeah, we could see the red dot up here, but that would be on a very drastic move down before the daily actually finishes, and the daily doesn't finish for 22, almost 23 hours. Let's look at the 4-hour. We've gotten red dots on most of these time frames. So now, since we're zoomed in on a lower time frame, let's take the local volume profile, get that out the way, and see if we can get some readable levels from here. Let's start up here. We got a rejection up here multiple times, broke down. We came back to the point of control, came down. So the next level we have very close to the old all-time high old all-time high range value area high is nearly confluent with the local. We're going to pull it down, value area low. Okay, so this is what I do. I don't know if anybody else does it. This is what I do. We reject it from the local. What is this one? New all-time high point of control and the local value area high. No, I want the local value area high right there. Right, we're gonna have to just, I don't know. So it looks like the next level is going to be, this is good for training purposes for whoever's listening. We got a rejection from the point of control, and the next level we want to see hit is the trend line. But again, the trend line may not hold, because like we may get a small bounce here and a revisit to the bottom of this level here, right? We can figure out what that price is. But if we come down to this local value area low, if we do bounce from here, we're trying to come back up to, usually historically you come back up to the bottom of this level or the bottom of this level before another rejection. So even if we do come down to this level, we could be seeing further downside, right? That's the idea. And if what I like to do is look for a pattern after this. So the next pattern I can actually see, sorry, one sec. Oops. The next pattern I can actually see forming at this level, we're going to draw lines. Okay, so if you want to make it clean, you can put it there. So now you have this wedge forming. You get a bounce here. You get a bounce here for a lower high, and then another pullback into this trend line. Market could be very hot, and we bounce off of it. We use this to continue up into tomorrow, or we pull back. And where would our pullback usually be? Let's get rid of that. Our pullback would usually be 618, pull back down. We could take from top of this level to the very next level right here, where we started our uptrend. Right, you're gonna want to write this stuff down if you're learning how to trade. You're mastering your trading. You're gonna want to write this stuff down. So then we come back at least to 105,800. Worst case, which actually looks like a very good place it can come back to, is 103,200 to stay bullish in this structure, right? So then we would end up making something more like this structure here. See, we're almost at 108, and the target's 107,200 or 107. Looks like 107,600. Let me set the price on my short. Stop loss. We need to change the stop loss as well. Now's a good time to set your stop loss. Got it at 109,300 on a short. Actually, we're going to set the take profit first, just in case we get there. What we're looking for now, we're going to zoom in. Actually, let me do this real quick. We're going to set it to, we're going to say 108,500. Oh, sorry, take profit. 107,650. We're going to say 700. Okay, we're going to take 75% off. I want to stay in this trade in case we go lower. Okay, confirm. Okay, and now we set our stop loss. You can typically you want to set it to break even, or you set it to an in profit level. For me, I'm going to do 108,700. Now guarantee me profit there. Okay, boom. So now we're going to see. We're going to take a look at Market Cipher to see if we're going to zoom in. We're going to look at Market Cipher to see if there are levels. So we're going to mark this out first. This is 618. Right. If they can give it to me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get to that take profit level. All right. We're going back to the old all-time high. Which that level is risen up. But we're going to draw a horizontal line for the 618. Actually, we're going to change that to say green, and we're going to we're going to just call it 618. I will say 618 pullback, so we know what's going on. Okay, so we're damn near that level. Glad we got a nice sharp move down, obviously in favor of what I'm trying to do, so we can learn from this. Okay, so now we look at Market Cipher. Actually, I want to mark out this one too. 8.6 pullback, because that's an ideal area where we want to look for. Obviously, actually, the level we're looking for is 107,500. Let me see if I can change that. Nope, already got executed. Okay, that's fine. Now we're going to pull down our stop loss as well. It's still in profit, but we're going to pull it to 108. Let's see, 108, 250. All right, so I'm doing this on my phone. Sorry. I will create a visual on the phone as well. Okay, so we're looking for 107, 500. Now we're going to see market cipher, see if we can actually buy back in this area. And we're going to, this is where we zoom in on the 1 minute to take a look. So we're currently on the 3 hour. We want to see a bounce from here. So we want to see this money flow starting to come up. I even have, since I have premium, we can look lower. We're the 15-second trying to flash green, and we're going to buy here. We're going to buy long here. We'll do it on another account. We're going to go heavy here, and we are going to liquidation at 89, and then we are going to, no, we want it heavier than that, 97, because we want to take advantage of this bounce while it's happening. It's happening live. We almost hit the local value area low. So this is the area where you want to jump in pretty heavy, right? We're going to exit our other position 100%. And on this account, we will, so on the secondary account, we got in at, I wish this would fill on this account. So ultimately what we're going to do, let's take a look back at the 1 hour. The 1 hour still busted open. That means, so whatever side it's pointing towards, that's the side that it's still opening down to. So the 1 hour needs to see a sharp move back up to start to see a green dot, right, form. And that could take a few hours to happen. So we have to go down to the lower levels. We see the 6 hours starting to clip. You see it bend there. We want to see it bend again. 3 minute, we see a green dot. 1 minute, we got green dots back here. We want to start to see money flow going up as well, flattening out, going up. 15-second, we're seeing it go up as well. This is a level we want to buy at. We're not putting a lot of faith into how far it can go, but we did get in at a support level. This is how it looks to day trade and scalp on a daily basis. You want to have your levels marked out, and you want to have them corroborated and confluent with what is happening in the market. Sorry, let me finish this. Just want to get out of that. Didn't accept my order the first time, and it's not doing it again. That's fine. Like, even if it doesn't end up going your way, let me try it again. Without Swift, close 100%. I'm using Drift to trade on my phone, and I will put the link in the description below. We got in at a good position, so what we want to do is still trying to fill against that. Won't let me out of that position. Luckily, I set a stop loss. Even if it goes in a stop loss, I'll be in profit on what I had left over. Let me write this in the group real quick. And BTC scalp trade the day of the week in a long at 107. What price did we get in at? 107. We're gonna say 900. More details to come. Stop loss. This is free. Stop loss at under the level that we have set. We're gonna say 107 for it. 107 450. 107 400. Okay. We're gonna set it at that for now. Now again, if this doesn't end up working out, actually, since we're in profit, we're gonna have to bring up our stop loss. Let me see if this went through again. Order expired. Okay, it went through finally. So that's a really good trade on my day trading account. That account has 800 in it. Started out with 300. Now it has 835. Or sorry, started off with 300 and now at 835. That trade was a $90 trade. Took about an hour. So now we're gonna jump in to a long at this level. We're not gonna put too much into it. Okay, run it. And now we have to go back to the other account since we got in somewhere around, let's say somewhere around, man, why is it so difficult for trades to go through? Of course. We got in around 107,750. Okay, so we do have to bring that up. We're at 108,300. We would like to get in a little bit heavier than that, but oh well, we're not too confident in this level. Anyways, it is the, let's go back. We hit the trend line again. Okay, but we have a red dot here. We do have money flow pretty much going sideways on the 8 hour. 4 hours, pretty flat. It's been pretty flat for this entire move. You see, we got a little bit of a bump on the way up, and then once we hit that red dot, we started losing volume, and then it's been choppy sideways throughout this entire weekend, and this is why we're getting this little triangle. So what we're going to do, excuse me, stop loss 107 we have to do from where we entered in at 750, because that's still going to be a loss with fees, just simply because we have to, we don't want to lose money on this trade after having a really good trade, right? So we're going to let that run that way on that account, and we'll see where it goes, but that's what we're here looking for. We've our local value area low was there. We had that marked out, but I mean the local area lows or value low moved down suddenly. So now where are we going? So now we're going to pull, instead of from the all-time high, we're going to pull down to the low of this structure, and we happen to get a bounce right off that low. So we could have had this low right on the dot, ready to go with a limit order at 107,550. But oh well, we're off by, it was $150 we're off by. That's fine. Now we're in control of our we're in control of our liquidity, our stop loss, and overall in control of the trade. So now even in a long trade from this level, from 1,750, we'll get stopped out for a zero gain, right? So let's zoom back in, and so if we're taking the very bottom of this range, let's move this over one more. Okay, so it kind of changes a little bit, right? I mean, I guess we can take that. Fine, we found it, we can take it. The next level we'd be looking for is coming all the way back up. Like I said, we either hit, okay, well, didn't say that much. The estimation was we'd hit these wicks or we'd hit the body of this candle right here, but it looks like we're gonna hit probably this area right here, which we are calling the local POC. Now, if we take this level and move it over to the previous high, now we can say value area low becomes resistance, and which is exactly where I was saying we could go to the bottom of this wick or within these wicks or to the body. Worst case, we come all the way up to the local point of control. So now we're setting, we're still just scalping. This isn't our long-term trading. Now we're setting our sell order to 108,950 to see if we can get there. Now that we have that set, well, we're going to set that right now. Take profit 100. I mean, it is a nice bounce at that level, 108,000. We're going to say 900. Be a nice $50 gain just on a quick little scalp. And then we could ultimately, we'll have to keep an eye on if we continue to pull back down to this range here. So I'm going to continue to make videos on this, how to day trade and scalp for this price action. I'm going to make an official video set that will be paid for, because again, I believe that if you pay for it, you really want it and you really want to learn about it. That goes for anything. So it's a way to gatekeep. Yeah, I have some free stuff here, like this one's free for you. But if you really want to learn in depth, you want to ask questions, you want to pick my brain, pick Crypto Lion's brain, come into the Discord. Let's set that. Come into the Discord and purchase either a membership or a premium group membership. And we're also going to have learn to trade. We're gonna have a few learn to trade courses and videos that you can pay for $150. We believe that $150, if you have the right amount of money invested in the market, we're going to help you make that back in a day and possibly even a single trade. So we're personally not worried about that. If you believe in what we are doing, you believe in how we trade, then come join us and we will help you out through between now and the top of the market, which we estimate the top of the market, at least for Bitcoin, is going to be November. Altcoins could be December, a little bit after Bitcoin, and then we start the bear market for the next year, and then we can find the bottom in November of 2026. And we're here, like, I can hand you that information, but getting through the journey over the course of a year and a half, and keeping your emotions and your human fear and greed in check, that's the hard part. And that's what we're here for, to pretty much walk you through those emotions and how to put them to the side using logic, using chart action, like we show you all the time. So we're going to leave it at that. We are going to make another video taking a look at all the other tokens. Again, all these other tokens follow Bitcoin. You have a few outliers here and there. But yeah, again, watch this trend line. We break down from here and pull back from here. Look for another short. I will be looking for another short from this level, possibly even this level. I believe if we do bounce on Monday, we do bounce on if we do bounce on Tuesday or Wednesday, it would have to be from one of these levels, either the old all-time high again, the 618 pullback, or the 886 pullback. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.